Is that right?
Say something. Okay, you start.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, this is the unofficial salam alaikum. Our host. What happened to the host?
I don't know.
Anybody knows what happened to AmooYumYum?
He's in the restroom.
Like, can somebody please call him? Tell him to hurry up, whatever he's doing. Oh man. Hey, what is
It's
this?
right here.
Lower the
Bro,
volume,
you're
man.
late, bro.
Hey, everyone has a phone here. Can y'all just shut it down?
Can you guys shut it down, please?
Look at this guy. Here we go.
He's already watching it.
Ahlan wa sahlan.
There you go.
Welcome to AmooYumYum, the podcast.
Shut it down.
What happened?
What are you doing? Why you listen to my voice, man? That's weird.
We got it. We got it.
Okay,
Calm down. Did you tell him?
Yeah, you're the guest, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
the guest.
You're the guest.
So,
Yes.
okay. Ahlan wa sahlan. Welcome to AmooYumYum, the podcast, where we seek to cure the kufr infected by giving the Islamic perspective. Our technical advisor,
Yusuf.
MashaAllah.
That's it.
And our guest,
Right.
Ra'id.
Yeah, you got it right.
From?
Yeah,
From where?
Where are you
More, man.
from?
Well, Palestinian. Originally Palestinian.
What is Palestine?
Palestinian.
Palestine.
Yeah,
Hala,
Palestinian.
ish hada.
Man, I'm not sure.
Past teen? For a second, I think it was like past teen.
Palestine.
Yeah.
Palestine now.
I'm originally from Palestine.
Yeah, Palestine.
Pal Talk.
Where you from?
It's from the hood.
When we're not doing that. I can bang my set right.
Oh.
So anyway,
Okay. Anyway,
we're here.
we're here.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Allah.
Okay, this is the first podcast. Of course, we are delayed because we are the black. We are delayed, of course, technical difficulty. So ignore that, but we're about to get started, okay?
I'll put a disclaimer right here too. You know, and the disclaimer says
go ahead and read it.
Let me read this. The opinion of AmooYumYum, the podcast, is based on Islam. Our intentions are to be correct. However, we may not always be right. Right?
True,
right.
true. That's good.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
others may different concept, but these are ours.
These are our concepts, inshallah ta'ala, that we will be correct and we'll strive to be correct. We have a topic. It's the hot topic,
It's very hot.
which is he only wants halal sex. He only wants halal sex. The Muslim strives to do what? To measure their life by what? The halal and the haram, right? Okay, we strive to measure our lives by the halal and haram. So therefore, if something is haram, then we try to abstain. If it's halal, then we know it's okay to engage. Okay, we know it's okay to engage. Now, when it comes to he only wants halal sex, this has been launched as a complaint.
Who was complaining? Man? Who's this he?
Yeah,
It was the sisters.
Oh, sister.
They complained that he only wants halal sex. Now the operative word is what? Only.
Only, yeah.
He only wants halal
Oh,
sex.
so nothing else, just only that.
He just wants the halal sex. Okay.
I like that.
So did that bother them? That he only wants halal sex?
Of course it bothered them. they posted about it.
Oh.
They said that this guy only wanted halal sex.
What's wrong with that?
Okay.
Well,
I don't get it.
okay, look.
What's wrong with that?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Some sisters,
Yeah.
due to traumatic incidents in the past, due to maybe a failed marriage, or what have you, sometimes they want to experience the benefits of marriage, but they don't want all the responsibilities. And because of this new feminist movement, this Me Too, this new climate
Yeah.
of gender equality is what they're trying to push, okay? And me personally, I would think the woman is superior to the man in many aspects, just as a man is superior to the woman in many aspects. This pushing for equality is a problem because it upsets the apple cart, as they say, and it produces an imbalance.
Yeah.
Produces an imbalance. So because of many incidents, they may want only someone to come around and fulfill their needs and also aid them financially, okay? But the complaint was that this individual wasn't concerned about meeting financial obligations. He only wanted halal sex. Problem with that?
Yeah, that's a lot of problem. Yeah, I mean, no.
Feminist.
He's a feminist. I'm just kidding, man.
No, don't try to change it.
No, I promise I was just
It
playing.
came from the heart.
I promise you I was just playing.
Yeah,
I
it's
swear,
problematic.
Wallah, I was just playing, bro. No, I was just playing.
You can't play. This is a serious subject.
Yeah, it's
I
very.
know.
Don't even smile.
Yeah, it's very.
Don't even
sensitive.
smile.
Alright,
You have to have a stale face when you
Yeah.
talk about a subject like this.
Yeah.
Man, it just social media and everything changed people, man, over the years. So some girls, they don't want to get married. They just want to do it before marriage and stuff. I've seen it online a lot. A lot of girls are like, hey, I just want boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't want to get married right now. I want to get married like in 5 years.
Yeah.
But they also wanted it before getting married, which is really bad. Also, like I said, some parents makes it hard for marriage for the kids. And so they ask for too much for meher and stuff. So usually the man and the girl, they sneak out and they do it.
Yeah.
So kind of lead. So sometimes the parents makes it hard for everybody.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of girls like, okay, we can just do boyfriend girlfriend for 3-5 years. And
What would be the preference? Okay, you're a Muslim, and these Muslim girls, these Muslim boys, they want to engage. There's a lot of social pressure, societal pressure, the instinct to procreate, not necessarily procreate, but what is done in order to procreate, the prerequisite to procreate, is wanted, very much wanted. They desire it because there's they are overwhelmed with what? Sex, right?
Yeah.
So and the pressures of it. So these people want to, as they said on the movie Nacho Libre, release their wiggles, right? That's right, release their wiggles.
Yeah.
Okay, so men and women, young and even older, the parent is in the way, right?
yeah.
So what happened more than often is that the girl would go against the wishes of her parents, wishes of her father, wishes of her family, and she would go and find some imam to approve that relationship.
Is that halal thing to do?
In some cases,
Okay.
which is not the subject, but I'm glad you went there because this will be talked about in the future. But he only wants halal sex. Now let's go to we talked about the woman's side, okay? The woman that may desire it. Okay, now let's talk about the woman that may not desire it. Okay, the woman that may not desire it. In one incident, the woman said that she was approached. The man said he would pay all of her bills, if she would be basically in waiting. She would be in waiting. That when he needs his needs fulfilled, he will go to her. Okay, and the caveat, cannot tell his wife, right? His wife doesn't want him to marry another woman. And that would really upset the family. And when I say upset the family, it's not the man doing it. It's the woman upsetting the family. She'll upset the family, maybe go to the kufr courts, take the kids from him, deny him, seeing the kids and stuff like that.
Translation, kufr court.
Yeah, all this is going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So in order for him to keep his sanity and protect his dabr, I made that word up.
I need a translation for that too.
Translation?
Double.
Okay. So what happens is that he wants to make this contract, which you can't call it anything like prostitution. Her bills, her maintenance, it's not like prostitute. It's cheaper to go prostitute.
Yeah.
It's very much cheaper to go prostitute, and I don't have any firsthand knowledge. I'm just saying it's cheaper to go prostitute.
I'm like,
Yeah.
How come, man? Come on, man.
So he offered to pay all of the bills, right, and just come by every so often for halal sex, right? So she turned it down.
Okay.
She said because she wanted more. She wanted structure. She had children. A couple of children. She wanted structure for them. She didn't want them to be asleep and then some dude knocks on the door, comes in, and then leaves, in the shade of night because you can't stay overnight, right? So she wanted more structure. Alhamdulillah for that. I'm saying, alhamdulillah, may Allah grant her that. But men are being pressured because of, like you said, kufr courts, stuff like that. They're being pressured that if you try to exercise this right, of a second wife, third wife, fourth wife, what have you, then I'm going to drag you through the mud. And like I was told personally, such and such a state is a mother state. This is a threat. This is a mother state. Try it. Try to gain your rights to your children. This is a mother state. You'll be upside down. I was told by one lawyer years ago, 25,000. I can't guarantee you your kids.
Yeah.
How much were you told?
Same thing, 50 to 25,000.
Okay.
No guaranteed, and that's what I tell
no guarantee. And I'm a ex-felon. Full disclosure. This dude right here, I don't think he ever got a parking ticket. And still, I was told that because of your status, 25,000, no guarantee. He's told 15 to 25, no guarantee. So as a man, you really have no guarantee. So these men are, I want to get married. I don't want to lose my family, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to seek halal sex. Problem? Any problem?
Well, I mean, you also have to be careful because living in this society, you have all these so-called family court system that are mainly like, anti-male.
Oh, really anti?
Right?
Anti-family.
Anti-family and anti-male. So that's why, if you look at what's her name, the doctor, I forgot her name, Helen Smith, and she wrote a book called, I think it's about the men going out, something like that. I forgot the title of the book. But the point is of that book is that a lot of folks are actually not getting to marriage in this country because there's no good deal for them. What I mean by that, once you get divorced, half of your property is gone, or 85% of the kids gonna go with the mother, and there's no justice for the father. So it's actually not a good deal for them. So that's why they're like, why even go into the legal system? Because you're allowing the government to involve in the family lifestyle.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
And these are not family people. The government, they're not family people. When the truth comes out about them and little scandals, you see that these are not family-based people.
Yeah.
They have the facade of family, so why are they controlling, your family, basically? So
and it's interesting because even if you look at the taboo subject, we talk about how in America you have more than 50-60% the divorce rate. But among the 60%, I think 75 to 80%, you all can check that, is initiated by women. Yeah. So what does that tell you?
Yeah. I tell you that they feel like they're getting the short end of the stick, although the system tend to be favoring them. So what you can say is counterproductive.
Yeah.
Even though the system favors you, it's counterproductive. Who suffers? The children.
Yeah.
The woman is miserable.
Yeah.
With all her rights and all of this equality, it's not within her nature. So women that want to be traditional wives, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, the sister wanted more structure. Women that want the structure, want to be traditional wives, they are laughed at and frowned upon because you are affecting the movement. You're taking us a step back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Taking us a step back. So this is what they generally say. Now, we talked about the woman's side. Let's talk about the man's side. The man is the one that is wanting halal sex. I polled a few brothers and asked them, would you like this type of setup? And a lot of them said, yes, I can go for that. Now, why would they say that? Perhaps they have a wife already that will take them, through the kufr courts. You like that, right? It would take them through the kufr courts. Perhaps that they are single and they can't find that woman that will, acquiesce within that structure, that traditional family structure, the structure that Allah Ta'ala has designed for us as men and women, right? Yeah. So they won't act correctly within that or function correctly within that. So what do? They say, okay, I'll take the bare minimum. At least I am releasing my wiggles. At least I'm releasing my wiggles. And that way I'm not even thinking about the haram. I'm not even contemplating the haram. And with these youth, it's very troubling. It's troubling when someone old as I am, that would do something like that. Not halal sex. I'm talking about go outside of haram sex, basically. And we have our youth doing it. These are the people, are the ones that the generation that's supposed to be the pure generation, to give us a better ending or a better future, put it like that. And they are suffering because why? Because the parental pressure, the dowry has been set really high, not by them, but by their parents who don't even receive the dowry, don't have a right to it. The dowry is set so high, now they have made marriage obsolete, and they can't get married. So what are they doing? They're going out making haram sex. They're going out and making
I mean, that's right. I mean, you are like, mashallah, you're like a young brother right here.
Oh yeah,
In this table, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, you can share some of your frustration, or the stuff you can tell us what's happening in that part of the world. Because I'm sure you probably.
I've heard a lot of stories.
I'm sure your testosterone is like level 9,000. I don't know how you control yourself in college, but.
Oh yeah, that was really hard, man. Yeah, like especially like right now when even at work, I'll be at work. You see all these women wearing short skirts. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to control yourself. Look, even like you're fasting, you're sitting down, you'll be like, literally working computer. A girl with a high heels.
Are you blaming women? Are you blaming?
Don't gender blame.
I'm not. But I'm just saying, it's hard, man. It's hard not to look sometimes, you know. And when you look, you heat up.
So he says hard.
Heat up.
Pause. He said the hard word. Okay. So yeah, but for real, I mean, this is
It's pressure. It's pressure.
It's pressure. Even like I have a lot of friends in the Middle East still.
Okay.
They tell me it's literally the same as the U.S. and Europe. All the Muslim girls are wearing short skirts, tight jeans, and which leads you to do haram stuff. They attract you. Yeah. They attract you to do haram stuff. So.
But let me go ahead and share with you guys this interesting statistics.
Okay. Our technical advisor is finally doing some work.
So like people say the guy always wanted it.
Yeah.
But the woman is always showing off her body. So they also wanted it, but they're not saying anything. So when a girl wear attractive clothes to attract the guy, who are you blaming?
Well, they spark the instinct. They spark the instinct.
Yeah. So check this out, guys.
Okay.
So this is done by an organization called the Family and the Youth Institute.
Okay.
It's run, I believe it's run by two medical doctors, husband and wife. They do a lot of good work among the Muslim community. So they came with this research and statistic that shows Muslim college students, look at that, 48% pre-marital sex in female and 57 in the guys. See that?
And let's say just as a let's say that statistics are only meant to cause awareness, to bring about awareness. They're not specific. Okay,
correct.
They're not specific. Go ahead.
So as you can see, I mean, the number is kind of scary though. I mean,
it's scary. It's scary.
It's very scary. So this is something I think parents should really pay close attention, especially when you live in this country. So it's very important because when you put it under the rug, nobody wants to talk about it, because this is the issue where when I've met a couple of young brothers that went to colleges and they knew somebody through high school and they want to ask for their hand, but the parent says, oh no, you can't do that, you have to finish your school for 5, 6 years, 7 years. But the situation, with the issue and the problem with that, you're sending your young kids, whether a daughter or a son, to an environment that is super open, ideologically and everything. You're going to put them in that environment and you expect them to be angels. That's not fair. You know what I mean? So if the young brother or the sister are ready, just let them get married so they can do halal sex, halal ways, be comfortable. At the same time, they can finish school. That's not an issue with that.
Look at the and as a parent, I've even told my children that if you feel like you can't resist, because a lot of pressures out there. My son's 15 and 11 years old. I still have the talk with them. And I said, if the pressures are too much for you, I say it's better for you to go into a marriage, even though you don't have the finances to fulfill it.
Yeah.
I said, you're not going to be without a place to stay. I said, you can stay here. You know what I'm saying? You don't have money to pay rent, you ain't got to pay me anything. You know what I'm saying? You can stay here. I'd rather that than to send you to the hellfire, And literally you might say, oh, they're not going to go to hell just for that. You don't know what haram would take you to hell. Just like the woman that gave the cat water.
Yeah.
Just like the man that untied the dog. That was tied and not giving the wherewithal to fend for itself. You know what I'm saying? Licking mud, and the cat actually was the one that was tied up. So again, that small deed among the people of the Bani Israel or before Islam was enough to erase sins. Okay? Imagine when you erase a haram. You know what I'm saying? You erase a haram for your children and your family, which Allah Ta'ala clearly tells us that our duty as men is to save ourselves and our families from the fire of hell. You know what I'm saying? It's also a woman's duty also as a mother.
You know what's the other thing that bothers me the most? And this is like, I'm speaking to my Muslim audience, whether you're Arab or Desi. The problem with some of you out there, I think most of you, is that you're so indulged into your so-called ridiculous should I say backward? I don't know. Culture,
Yeah.
right? Because you take your
Anything against Islam is backwards.
yeah, you take anything un-Islamic and make it so hard. I mean, why waste money on all these so-called zafaf and hafalat and whatnot, like 30 grand, 50 grand. I mean, the most ridiculous one in Saudi, to all Saudis out there, what is that guy, Faris? Is he
It's not here, man.
No,
It's not here.
Faris
man.
nice.
So they make it so difficult when Islam is so easy because all you need, la nikah illa bi waliyin wa shahidain. There's no nikah. Nikah means the Islamic marriage without a wali, it could be a father or the guardian, and two witnesses. Super simple and easy.
Khalas.
Done.
Safi.
Right? But they make it so difficult. They make the haram so easy and the halal so difficult.
Yes.
And you wonder something like, what's happened to our children? What's happened to our kids?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, I mean, this brother here, mashallah, is very young and what up? Oh, there he is. Damn, he's online. He's like watching us right now. Saudi, Indo-Udi, right? So, but this is something I want to tell the cultural Muslim that, you know, we talk about how our youth is our generation, like the new generation, right? You should make the halal so easy for them, not hard. All this stupid cultural thing. Oh, he has to be from my tribe, or I don't know, Shaka Zulu tribe, whatever. It has to be from this Desi, or you're a Bengali. I cannot marry a Hindi. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they make it so difficult, and it's just 22, and you still have this issues. So how can we address that? I mean, how can we address that?
Muslims are not accustomed to acting in the interests of Islam these days.
Oh, okay.
Everyone's acting according to their own interests. Even with this election thing, if I may mention, with Biden and Harris versus Trump and Pence, okay? The Muslims were talking about tax cuts. They were talking about, this youth.
Yeah.
You know they got it from their parents. But what about tax cuts? I said, dude, you don't even pay taxes yet. What are you talking about? You know? So they're worried about benefit.
Yeah.
Maslaha wa manfa'ah. They're worried about benefit. They're not worried about the pleasure of Allah Ta'ala. You know? So the parents don't want to be seen. They want their son to marry professional.
Yeah.
And this is considered an esteemed thing for them.
Yeah.
It's considered an esteemed act that they marry a professional. It's not about happiness. They rarely mention deen, you know, and this is what we're dealing with. When it comes to people settling for halal sex, like I say, the women, it may be due to some trauma.
Yeah.
You know, less than trauma, but a divorce, you know, or they've been seeking a man for so long. They say, look, there's no good brothers out there that want the traditional structure of marriage. So therefore, I'm going to at least get my bills paid.
Isn't that similar to Zawaj al-Misyar, right?
It's exactly like Zawaj al-Misyar. It's exactly like that.
What is Jawaz and Mizyar?
Okay, Misyar is, and I don't know why the ulama made a category of it.
Yeah.
Because I have witnessed and conducted marriages before in the past at the masjid, where I would always ask, are there any special stipulations in this marriage? You know, this is after the mahar is stated. I said, are there any special stipulations, any, you know, special requirements? And I would ask that question, any special concessions, any concessions? Why? Because sometimes it's, hey, we're not going to live together for the first 3 months, okay? Until I move in with him, I'm going to handle my own bills, and he'll pay the bills after I move in with him, okay? Yeah. And vice versa, okay? It may be something like, he has to allow me to finish school, you know, so therefore, you know, you're not going to be able to spend a night because I'm living on campus and, you know, this type of thing. So there were always special concessions. This is misyar. This is non-traditional setup. The problem that I found with misyar is that they said the woman can change it.
Anytime.
Whenever she's ready, she can say, oh, okay, I want my bills paid. Okay, I want this, I want that. You know, things she agreed to before, she can change it, which is not fair to the man.
There's no contract and stuff?
It's the contract. It's in contract.
And they can take it off?
It's on contract that I don't have to pay her. This is just, they don't have to be necessarily these. These are just examples. I don't have to pay her bills. She doesn't get any nights. Like Sauda, radiallahu anha, told Rasulullah, I know you like Aisha. She's your favorite. And I am past the age of intimacy. So therefore, give Aisha my night in order to please the Rasul. Okay? So this is like misyar. She gave up some of her rights, which she is allowed to do, give up her rights. Okay? But they said the woman can change it at any moment. So if a woman is feeling any type of way, she can divorce you in a misyar marriage.
Do you think that's why one of the reasons maybe the ulama, the scholars, even though they said it's not haram, but some of the ulama were actually saying that they were trying to like prevent it or avoid it. Like they were saying that it's best. It's cause issues in society.
Makruh, anything, dislike, something like that. So, but I want to mention that. I mentioned the reason. I mentioned that she could go against it and demand her rights at any moment because it's written, that the men qawamun ala nisa. I'm saying they are maintainers and protectors of women. It's mentioned, in the Quran. So again, but the same people don't see a problem with the woman putting in the contract, he can never marry a second wife. They don't see a problem with that. But guess what? He can never marry a second wife, and they say he has no right to take it back, although it's his right. Mathna wa thulatha wa ruba'. Fankihu ma taba lakum min an-nisa mathna wa thulatha wa ruba'. Okay? Marry those who you like among the women, 2, 3, and 4. It's his right. But they say this, if he marries another wife, the woman can seek divorce.
Interesting.
Yeah, so like I say, it doesn't go both ways.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Yeah, I think it's this feminist culture.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's a pro woman, feminist pro woman culture that actually circumvents womanhood. It actually destroys the nature of women, which is the nicest nature that I know.
Yeah,
it's the nicest nature that I know.
You know how recently there's been a lot of talk been going on because Vogue magazine released this one of the One Direction.
When he was dressed up like a woman,
dressing like a woman, and Candace Owens basically kind of talked about it against it. But it's kind of ironic because I see all this talk about bringing man back or bring the man's masculinity back or whatnot. Right? All this conversation about men, right? Yeah. But I don't see anybody talking about bring women back or where are the feminine women? Yeah. What are the where are all the good women? But they're always about men all the time. Yeah. I mean, even today I was watching Ice Cube. I don't know what bringing this.
The artist?
Ice Cube, yeah. He started some project. Like he actually wrote some contract, some project.
The platinum plan.
Yeah, the plan, and he initiated, with the two political party, whatever. So he had an interview with these so-called bunch of queens, whatever podcasts, right? He comes here, and he came with the plan, but it was about the black stuff. I don't believe in that black stuff either, guys. Okay. Ooh. All right. So pause. Right. Because we're all Muslim. I know even the black Muslim are gonna get mad at me. Yeah. It's all good. You can go fly kite. The point is, so he started this program, smart, initiated, whatever, right? Okay. But the ladies attack him, saying like, "Why don't you put black woman?" And he's like, "It's for the whole black people, right? Yeah. Why you care too much about only black women? Like, why you just want too much?"
Well, they should ask him to put trans too.
No, you understand what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he's already doing it.
What about black trans?
Yeah, I mean, why you have to be like? And it's funny because at the end of the show, when they were telling him this, he's like, "Okay, so you want to talk about black women? Okay, then why didn't you write it for me? Like, since y'all are expert in black women, give me the material, Yeah. Stop complaining." Yeah. I didn't like that, man. But
so have you ever heard of Jawaz al-Muta?
Yeah.
Oh, Muta marriage.
So like, what are your opinion of that?
It's haram.
It's haram, yeah.
It's something that was outlawed during the time of the Rasul. They try to say it was outlawed after by Umar radiallahu anhu and so on and so forth. It's not correct. It's not correct. If you look at Zawaj Muta, if you look at Muta, what you see is prostitution, clear prostitution. Yeah. This were people that would travel on loan campaigns, whether militarily or what have you. They would contract a temporary marriage, knowing that sometime they would return home. Okay, they would return home to their regular family. So they contracted temporary marriages with these women. Okay, so that's what happened. After a while, it was outlawed. It was outlawed by the Rasul Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was outlawed, and it's not something that should be revisited. And if you look at it, the way people are practicing it, it's like prostitution. Like I mentioned, there was a Shia sister, and she was muta'a. Miss Muta,
just by the name.
She was a rapper. Her name be Lil Muta. Lil Muta, yeah. So she ran through all the Shia brothers that buy into that. Not all of them do. Yeah. Not all of them do. Okay, she ran through all the Shia brothers in Chiching.
Wow.
I'm saying Chiching. That's what it was. So
why are you asking that question, man?
Because I've heard about it a lot. Like, a lot of people.
No, you ain't heard of it a lot. You've been thinking about it.
No, I'm not thinking about it. I've heard of it a lot, right, Idris? Yeah. Right? Even Idris knows. They're doing it a lot. Yeah, our age are doing it. They're literally getting married for like a year. They sleep together. And they're like, okay, let's get divorced.
Yeah. There's no wali. There's no wali. There's no witnesses. It's just a payment, and it's jima'. It's sex. Jima'. That's it.
It's literally you get married, you have sex for a year or two, whatever, and once you get divorced.
No. We'll see the thing about it. That's the problem.
What are you doing?
No. Check it out. That's the problem with this. That it doesn't even have a structure. See, nobody knew how long the military campaign would be.
Yeah.
So these men would not make, zina. They would not make illegal sex, fornication, or adultery. They would contract a marriage, knowing that there was a limit to it because they would return. Now, some Shia told me directly that it's no shorter than a day, no longer than a year.
Yeah.
That's what he told me. No shorter than a day, no longer than a year. But the way people are practicing it, you're not on a campaign. You're not mujahid.
Yeah.
You won't even defend your own family. You're a coward.
Right.
So you're going to go out and pay these women money for sex. It's prostitution. Yeah. That's what it is.
But you know what happened now? Yeah, one of your friends said, I was right. You were thinking about it.
Yeah,
man. Louise,
thinking about it.
Louise, man.
But let's go ahead and say salam to all these folks in the show right here. We have, who we have?
Can you see who's online?
We have Dan in the house. We have Abudi.
That's my brother,
That's your brother.
Yeah, Yabudi.
We got Yazan. We got Louine in the house. What else? We also got...
That's it.
Wilfredo.
No, he's shouting out all the people he knows. You notice that he's scrolling past,
and of course, man,
scrolling past the peons, the unknowns.
We got Sister Angel, alaykum salam. We also have
I know Sister Angel, mashallah.
We
got Wilfredo, aka Blackity Black.
Blackity Black.
Right from Houston. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, y'all, for tuning in. If y'all can, if y'all have any question, put in the comment section. Let us know what y'all think about this subject.
By the way, next week we're gonna go through all of the comments, and we're gonna scrub them. We're not gonna do any haters or trolls.
Yeah.
Hating trolls or troll haters.
Right.
Okay, we're not gonna do those.
Because I'm only the troll.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, that's our technical advisory troll.
Yes.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through. We're gonna have what's called a recap clapback. We're gonna go through and give you all your proper respects. We're not asking for the super chat. We don't even institute that or what have you. But we're going to really go through your comments in order to show that you appreciate it on the show.
Wilfredo says that shout out to Yusuf for keeping it real since 1884.
Man, you're old, man.
You're old. Okay, here we go. If you agree on the Misyara type marriage where it's not traditional, okay, but there will be a wali, a wakil, there will be two witnesses, shahidain. There will be a sadaq or a mahar, a dowry.
Yeah.
Okay, this is considered sahih. Long as the detail and the structure is Islamic, sahih. Okay.
Sahih means correct.
Correct. Okay, sound. So anyway, what we have is that if you agree with this type, at the end of it, you have halal marriage. Okay, not traditional, but halal because the structure and the details were within the Islamic sphere. Okay, then let's say you minimally agree to meet at a Chick-fil-A. There's a wali, there's a dowry, there is two male witnesses or a male and two female witnesses, so on and so forth. If you agree to that, at the end of it, you'll end up with what? Halal marriage. Okay. Next scenario. Or you gather at a masjid, and I make a note that there is no Islamic evidence that you have to have a sheikh or an imam conduct your wedding. From my understanding, that was adopted from the kuffar. We adopted that from the kuffar, that we have to have somebody to ceremoniously conduct our weddings. I have a daughter. My daughter wants to get married. I will make a contract between myself and the proposed groom. I will make a contract, and that is what a contract is, aqd zawaj is in Islam. So we adopted from the kuffar that there has to be an imam or a sheikh. I now pronounce you man and wife. And I even conducted a wedding for some Indian people. At right next to Indian Palace.
Okay.
Or maybe Indian Palace was bigger at that time. Mm-hmm. It was like a ballroom next to Indian Palace. So I was there, and I for the wedding, I tell people, I'm just a witness to make sure that the contract is sahih. Now, when I walked in, we went through this and that, and at the end of the girl was like, pronounce us man and wife. She's whispering to me, pronounce us man and wife. I said, no, I ain't doing that. Yeah,
right.
Pronounce us man. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Pronounce yourself. Self-pronunciation.
Self-pronunciation.
Yeah, pronounce yourself. So anyway, so again, or you gather at a masjid, wakil, wali, what have you, 2 witnesses, there's a sadaq, okay, and then this is considered halal marriage. Or you can do a really extravagant engagement announcement. You can have cards, you can have flyers, posters, so on and so forth. You can hire a plane to fly with the banner across the sky saying that we are now engaged. Okay. You can have a extravagant nikah ceremony, marriage ceremony. You can go to a 5-star hotel and consummate the marriage with a bed surrounded by candles, creating a fire hazard.
Are these organic candles?
Yeah, I need. Yeah. Okay. So you can do all of this. At the end of the day, you're going to end up with probably a fire, but you'll end up with a halal marriage. Okay. You can even have the walima at the White House, right?
Yeah.
Kufar?
Yeah. Okay. You can have a walima at the White House. At the end of the day, you've just celebrated the consummation of a halal marriage. So it don't matter if you go bare minimum or you go bare maximum,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're going to end up with a halal marriage. Now, the details of it, whether it's traditional, paying the bills, fulfilling rights, you enjoying your rights, and she's handling her obligations, that's traditional, okay? Or it's Zawajatul Misyar, right? Which is what? Okay, you don't have to stay a night, okay? You don't have to pay my bills. And Allah Ta'ala talks about the woman that is wealthy.
Yeah.
Right. He says, give them their dowries at least. Minimally, give them their dowries. So even though they're rich, they don't need you. Give them their dowries at least. And this is what we're dealing with. So at the end of the day, we all want halal marriage.
Yeah.
We want halal marriage. We want halal sex. At the end of the day, that's what you're going to end up with. The other alternative is what? What's the alternative? What the youth are doing now.
Yeah.
They're meeting. The young boy hasn't finished his degree. The young girl hasn't finished their degree. The dowry is too much. He can't fulfill it at the moment, right? She's not even demanding it. The parents are demanding it. So they're meeting for what? Zina.
Yeah.
But I thought the girl, the one who demanded, not the parents, right?
Of course, it's hers, and the parents have no right to it. But they are setting it because it's a societal thing. They get, it's like kibr. It's like pride.
Mm-hmm.
They want to say my daughter received this much mahar, right? Same thing that Umar radiallahu anh hated.
Yeah.
He tried to prevent. He saw it as a daughter. And there was a problem, potential future problem that people would make marriage obsolete and make it unattainable for the youth even. Yeah. So he tried to set a limit. Of course, the woman reprimanded him and he backed off. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is that the mahar is not what the woman's requesting. Actually, sadaq is a free gift. The man says he offers as mahar. She has a right to counter.
Yeah.
But you can't, like I mentioned all the time, sisters walking around like this: 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, price tags on their forehead. Now, when you go to a store and you see a price tag on something, if you buy it, what happens? You own it.
Yours, yeah.
So when a sister puts a price tag on herself, what am I getting besides Arby's?
Culturally, you have some parents that put that money, they make the dowry very expensive, right?
Yeah.
But I also think that some sisters raise up their prices because maybe the brother is not good looking.
Yeah, well, I've heard sisters. Yeah, I've heard sisters say that. I heard them say that that if the brother's worth it, the dowry won't be so high.
Yeah,
that's true.
I've actually heard that. Now, worth it could be looks.
Right.
I don't know if y'all remember the old SNL Saturday Night Live sketch with Tom Brady. Yeah. It was about sexual harassment in the office place. So this nerdy guy walks up and says, "Hey, would you like to have lunch? Take our lunch break together. Get away from me! Harassment!
Yeah,
she's yelling, right? Yeah. Tom Brady walks up in his underwear.
Yeah.
And some tighty whities and say, "Hey, would you like to have sex during lunch break?" She said, "Oh, Brady."
Yeah.
And this is the reality. They say one man's sexual harassment is another man's flirtation.
That's actually a fact.
That's true.
That's
That's true.
Real.
It's true. So
that's real talk.
It's really not fair.
That's what's up.
Look. I'm Muslim, but I feared in the environment being a Mac Daddy that I am. Okay, I fear in the environment saying, "Hey, nice dress." That's harassment. Yeah. Looking like this.
So like,
what's harassment?
What if a family demanding too much, but the girl was like, "No, I don't want a little bit." Like, let's say they demand 50K, and she's like, "Only want 5,000."
The dowry is hers. This is how you get them. This is how you do the Jedi mind trick, right? What you do is you pay it. Okay. No. Look. Let's say she says, "I want 10,000."
Yeah.
Well, which for these girls you're talking about is more than that. It's more than that. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like because they're traditional Muslims. Okay. They're Muslims by habit, not by concept really. So, and I'm saying the girls and the parents mostly. Mm-hmm. So you pay the 10,000. You meet her around in the alley and say, "Give me my money back." This is for you.
Good idea, man. I love it.
One for you, 1, 2 for me.
Y'all
2 for you, 1, 2, 3 for me.
Yeah. But here's another obstacle. You know, they always say that, especially for the brothers that go to school, go to college, they want to graduate and earn good income so they can support their family, right? So they always use this argument that, well, you have to make a lot before you marry somebody. Okay, then I'm going to do a counter attack on that one because, okay, let's say Raed, mashallah, graduated, got the best job, he's making 6 figures, but subhanallah, qaddala ma shafa'al, Allah forbid, but he had an accident or he lost his job, they fired him, then what's going to happen? Now you're back to zero.
Yeah.
So there's no guarantee when it comes to risk. Risk is written for you. You have to have yaqeen and trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and run with it. In fact, a lot of, I don't know if you guys know what is al-athar. You know what is al-athar? These are the sayings of the companions, right? So a lot of the companions used to actually advise the poor people to get married.
Yeah.
So Allah can bless you with rizq.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now it became the opposite.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying don't be strategic. Of course, you have to make a plan. You have to, lead the home financially. Like you have to have a financial plan. So that's why young brothers out there, you all need to learn basic finance.
Yeah.
Like how to, live frugal, manage money, and not just go crazy like me. A Sultan Cafe every night.
Some parents are like, okay, I want to make sure you're responsible.
Yes.
You're educated. And you're a man, and you can take care of things. You can basically eventually be a man.
And not a mention of Dean.
Some Dean, some don't. Some don't care about Dean. Some don't. Yeah. So some be like, as long as you have money, you're good. Some be like, oh no, I want you Dean. Yeah. So it's like depends.
And then their daughters live miserable.
Yeah. See what happened because men, y'all agree, men are visual, right? Because every time we see.
Yes. Badus badas. Yeah.
I can't believe you said that. So we are visual.
They be looking for double bubble.
I know.
They look for double bubble.
The lubber. Yeah. But we are visual, right? Okay. But when it comes to female, they're more, They look at status as well. Yeah. Because why?
Personality?
No. They look at protection too.
Yeah.
There are women that are small, petite women that will go for a buff, buffer guy like you, a taller, even gluttonous type guys. They will go because they feel protected, not necessarily attracted, but they feel this big guy will protect me from all the trauma I experienced in the past.
True.
The reason they do that, you know why they do that? Because part of the woman's nature is to be protected and nurtured and taken care of. It's in their biology. It's in their DNA.
Yeah.
You see, sometimes they don't even realize that. But men are visual, and women look for even if you don't have the wealth, as long as they know that you're strong, that you can actually take charge and lead and figure things out, right?
Attract them.
Yeah, of course, because it's natural. Like the caveman mentality, right? They look for this caveman that can protect them, and that's why they look for a strong man. And this is another subject we have to talk about, the masculinity stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because nowadays we have.
Because I'm toxic. I'm toxically masculine.
Because nowadays we have people like even guys, they get so emotional to a point that the nibbles become Buffy.
Yeah. But Buffy nibbles.
So you don't want that Buffy nibbles.
Sensitive. Yeah.
Very sensitive. I don't understand. I mean.
Yeah. Some guys are sensitive.
You're a man. Just take it. Grow some coconut. But
like
the point
Halloween.
is, you have a couple of questions from here from Alfredo.
Here we go.
Generally speaking, what kind of women seek out to be the second wife?
Hey, a lot of good sisters. A lot of good sisters. They're sisters with careers, with businesses.
Yeah.
They're sisters further in their education, and they don't want some sisters. They want the second wife to be their friend. Actually,
yeah.
They actually seeking friendship. There was a brother just got married recently. I was a witness too. He's steadily posting pictures with both of his wives. And I want to get the brother's name. I don't have his permission to do so, but he always posts pictures with both of his wives. And the second wife is like, man, I love this.
Really?
She says, I love this.
You know Brother Nadir, right? Nadir al-Mujahid?
Okay, yeah.
From Wisconsin. I mean, mashallah, I mean, his wife actually coaches other people. He coaches monogamous couples and also polygamous couples how to be good. Wilfredo says here, this Yusuf guy drinks tea like an alcoholic drink liquor.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's exposing the brother.
I know. Why man, you have to have some
exposing
other,
the brother, man?
You have to give me advice in private, not in public.
He's on a 12-step tea program. First, he's gonna remove
what is this, man?
Halib. He's gonna remove the halib. Like this. Then he's gonna remove the tea. Then he's gonna just drink water.
Yeah.
Hot water. Then he's gonna go to cold water.
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
It's a 12-step program.
I like the 12-step program. We have some brochures for the 12-step program right here too. A male millionaire wouldn't care if the woman is a waitress at Denny's. He'll take you in.
There's a question.
Speaking of the water.
Saber have a question.
Hold on. He said a millionaire wouldn't care if a woman's a like Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
I think Tiger Woods got tired of that uppity, that lifestyle. You got a certain persona.
I'm glad that Wilfred brought this up because we have all these. Again, society teach women to be what? When they say be career driven, we're not saying you can. We're not saying you cannot. Go after your education. We're not saying because Islam says what? Al-ilmu faridatun ala kulli muslim wa muslima. That the knowledge is
it's lost property.
Is for male and female, right? But in the Western modern society, what they do, they teach women to be super independent. When they say independent, they don't mean independent per se. What they mean is independent of men, right? So you're so career driven. So you go to college until you get like 30, you hit the wall. Then you want to look for a good brother. Then you complain why there are not good brothers out there. Why they don't want to marry me? Well, because you're 30. A lot of brothers want somebody younger than them because they want a lot of kids. Yeah. Right? So sister, you need to really look into this and don't fall a victim in these, unfortunately, these feminists. Because the feminist idea is happening like in the church right now. Mm-hmm. You have all these so-called female pastors and female feminist ideology within the church system that even the male or the men are losing their ground, right? It's happening in the masajid. Yeah. I know people don't want to hear this, but in the masajid, like when you have some of the sisters saying that why there is no woman involved in the masjid, I'm like, does it matter? Yeah. I mean, like why you have to, I mean, you can come and make salah and that's it. If you're not, if you have a skill, if you are an accountant, you're the only one in the community, sure, we can let you work as an accountant because you're good at it, right? Yeah. But not because of this idea, there has to be like 50-50 man and female. I don't understand that concept because actually it's causing a lot of problems. So what does Sabri say here? Question. Where does feminism fit into halal marriage? Some of them want to take on the man's role in the marriage.
Well, I think that's a different topic.
That's a different topic.
I think we'll use that. We'll use all these comments for the recap because it's
these are good questions.
Yeah, we're going to go into a different topic. But like I said, the topic was he only wants halal marriage. It come to find out that or halal sex. Excuse me. Yeah. Come to find out that women themselves desire only halal sex. Some of them and others, probably the majority, desire the traditional marriage structure. And some men that I polled, some of them said yes, and the other half, 50%, which is not. I didn't do a big poll, but 50% of them said no. So men and women want traditional, and men and women also will settle for zawaj al-misyar, a non-traditional setup.
As long as it's halal. So that's
So halal is what we measure our lives by. Halal and haram. So if you're arriving at the halal, I don't understand why, which is another topic, why there's so much vitriol and hatred for the halal. But something can be totally haram, and it's like, okay, I'm discussing with my wife, and I said, and I'm trying to explain to her something, so I'm telling her that, I said, there's a noise outside. Yeah. I said, who goes out? I said, you. I said, but if we have equality, why don't you go out sometime and I go out sometime? She said, I'm not going out there. You're going to go every time. I say, so you recognize. Right. You recognize that we have different roles as husband and wife. And I wouldn't expect you to go out. We even had the conversation because of these little idiots walking around, these little kafir idiots. And Muslim kafir acting idiots walking around trying to be tough all the time. I lived that life already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to mess around with the wrong old person to get killed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like me. So I'm walking with my wife and I say some guys walk up and try to fight me.
Yeah.
I say, I don't expect you to jump in. They say, you've got this ride or die mentality, right? They say they want to ride or die. This is street terminology for a woman that will take a drug charge for you. A woman that would do this and do that for you. Say, no. I'm the man. Let me get beat down. I need to see you safe in the car, driving down the street, going home.
Yeah.
Let me get beat down. That's my mentality. I don't want my woman to fight for me. I don't want her to fight for me. So like I said, the roles are different. At the end of the day, again, back to the subject, we want to arrive at halal. Yeah. Why? Because halal is not punishable. Haram is. So as a Muslim, when you hear halal, it may not be the best halal situation. You're in college, there's a guy that's attracted to you, you're attracted to him. It may be a minimal dowry of $1. I mean, if you're trying to use the dowry as a come up, that's another topic, but you're upsetting the apple cart. Things are misappropriated. The dowry is becoming something different than what it's meant to be. Mm-hmm. You might as well do mut'ah. I mean, seriously, you might as well.
Right.
Or sign a contract saying this man owns me. Black snake moan. You know what I'm saying? Was it black snake moan or white snake moan? I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know which snake.
The Samuel Jackson movie. But anyway, I'm saying you might as well do that, because anytime you put a price tag on your head, you're now talking about ownership. But as Muslims, we know you can't own a woman, just like a woman can't own a man.
Right.
You can't. You can't own a woman, and a woman can't own a man. Even we don't change their names. They have a whole family. Marriage, you can get divorced. You can't divorce your mother and father. So why would you change your family name in order to, marry a man? The kuffar see that as romantic. Even Muslims today see that as romantic. They want the last name of their husband. Well, if you're an orphan, and you don't know your father, mm-hmm. then maybe you can adopt any name you like. But if you know your father, you don't change your father's name. So again, as Muslims, we want to arrive at the halal, and even minimally, halal is better than the haram. Yeah. And I know many people are going to disagree with me.
Yeah.
And sadly, some of these people call themselves Muslim. So.
Yeah, man. Well, for saying it, that some women, especially in the inner city, display a rapid version of masculinity, loud, willing to fight, threatening, and etc., etc., etc.
Yeah. Man,
go ahead.
These days, man, my generation, people in my mid-20s, early 20s, even Muslim people in colleges and stuff like that. So, like, how do you feel about, let's say you're marrying a girl and she's like, hey, have a lot of guy friends. What are your opinion on that? Like, hey, have a lot of guy friends. And she's Muslim and they're Muslims.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to do that because the topic, we're expanding too much.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to stay with the topic. Yeah. We can talk about that. And that's actually, we've talked about it before. Remember, we talked about it before.
That's a good question. Yeah, we need to kill that question because
we'll get to it.
Yeah, because like right now, people in college like my age, women and men are becoming friends. In college are being so close and they become harm stuff. Because I follow a lot of herbs on social media, and I've been seeing with girls like, yeah, we had sex. Like we actually talking about it. Yeah, we're Muslim, we have sex. So what? They like be proud about it.
These are like Muhammad Sallam described them like two dogs that meet in the middle of the road. They're like two dogs that meet in the middle of a road to discuss what they did. You're not allowed to talk about what you did with your own wife, which is halal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the wife is not allowed to talk about what she did with her husband, which is halal. The only one that can do that is the Rasul Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. His wives were allowed to talk about it. Okay? But our wives are not, and the husbands are not. So these people are like dogs that meet in the middle of a road. Why? Because they're doing something haram and they have pride. Allah Ta'ala talks about in the Quran how they have sabr for the fire. They choose wrath, punishment instead of forgiveness, wrath instead of mercy. So what sabr they have for the fire. They have sabr for the fire. It's crazy.
And some say, like, people around my age, you're like, okay, I tried to get married to this girl, but her parents are asking for too much. And they were like, oh, you have to be a doctor to marry my wife. To marry my girl.
Yeah. The parents are complicit.
Yeah, the parents
but you can't totally blame them. A woman that denies her husband relations makes the shaitan's whisper sweeter. The shaitan will send him a nice looking woman that's just like he likes at the time, at his lowest point when he's all, sexually frustrated, that woman that would never talk to him any other day would talk to him that day he's sexually. That's the way the shaitan works.
Yeah.
He whispered to that woman, hey, go talk to that dude with the big nose. You know what I'm saying? With the garter on his neck, A woman wouldn't talk to you on any other occasion, but the shaitan will send her at your weakest point, right? When your wife is, no, I want a Birkin. I want this bag. I want these clothes. You're not going to get anything, which, like I say, is a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But again, alhamdulillah, rabbil alameen.
But you just reminded me of this concept, what we call this, correcting the correction.
Yeah.
Right? So,
That's another.
yeah,
That's another, yeah.
correcting the correction. Because what's happening right now, like with the social media brought it up, because when you have this sort of the gender relationship openly like that, with no boundaries, right? Then you have the social media where everyone, even the sister, do a lot of tabarruj.
Yeah.
Brother, you have no right to say that, because you're a guy. But they do all these things, so it becomes so normalized.
Yeah.
Right?
They're even cheating because of social media.
Football game.
Okay. So you got to bounce.
I got to bounce. You guys can continue.
Right.
I'm going to bounce.
But anyway, so we have to talk about the correction and how the situation with the social media and even in real life, how they're displaying themselves too much and they're having all these male friends. Like, how should I say this? I'm leaving my options open. So if it doesn't work with this guy, I have somebody else, right? So these are
that's
all,
how they say.
and that's what the Wilfredo said. It's a red flag, But anyway, so I hope this almost ended the show.
Yeah. Well,
it's a pilot. It's the first time.
Another disclaimer. This is the first episode, but really like a pilot. We have segments that we didn't get a chance to get to. There are segments. We started 30 minutes late.
Yeah.
My fault. I didn't bring the proper equipment, all of the equipment. But there's structure to the podcast. It's inshallah the next one will be better and better and better. But this is the initial one. I think inshallah, may Allah reward us for any truth that we told and forgive us for any mistakes that we made.
Yeah.
I pray that somebody benefited from it, if not entertained halal. Inshallah.
Yeah. And the other thing, brothers and sisters, that if you have any topics that you want to suggest to us, feel free to give us some ideas. But the topic has to be something relevant. Like there's an issue happening within the Muslim, whether locally or even internationally, and you want us to address it. Let us know. Put in the comment section. Send your questions, and we'll be back. We're gonna do this twice a month initially.
Yeah, every 2 weeks, inshallah.
Every 2 weeks, and after that, we'll see what's gonna happen. Okay. So we appreciate y'all been tuning in. Don't forget to share this. Invite those who's gonna benefit, inshallah. And thank you for our amazing guest, Ra'id.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, we said it together. That was awesome.
1, 2, 3.
Ra'id.
Ra'id.
Wow.
Do you guys have any questions?
No.
Come on.
No, man. We ain't
Come
going
bro.
This guy probably hungry.
No.
They're all hungry.
This guy probably tired. Like,
You have any question, bro? Before we leave?
Inshallah, I have to go. I just got a text message, and I have to take my son to football.
yeah, football.
Can you teach me to football?
All right, so that's it. That's it, folks.
Yalla. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Yalla, ma salama.